Hey guys, Kasny here. Welcome back to Football Manager 2024. I've started a new save over on Twitch, and I'll put the link in the description down below for the channel. And for the idea for this save is that I've made my own challenge called the 10% challenge. So what that means is that you take the top spending club in the country. So in my case, PSG, the top wage spending club, and this figure. On the 1st of June every single year, you note down this figure of currently spending, not the wage budget, not the committed spending, but the currently spending on the 1st of June every month. So it's on the 1st of June every year. So this one was 2024. You note down that number, and I can only spend on my wages, not the budget, but the spending on my wages has to be within 10% of Paris Saint-Germain's, PSG's. So, just to show you as an example, on the 1st of June, I used the notebook in your own manager notebook. On the 1st of June 2024, the wage spending of PSG was 3.537 million per week. So that meant for the coming season, the 24-25 season, my wage limit, the most that I could spend, was £353,700 per week, which is 10%. So you do this, so that figure is then frozen. I don't need to update that as the window goes on. That figure is now frozen until the 1st of June 2025. So on the 1st of June 2025, I'll create a new note and repeat the process, collect this number, and then update what the 10% is. So the idea is that you're always limited to your squad building capabilities based on the top team in the country. So you could do this with Bayern Munich, you could do this with Man City, Real Madrid, in any of them countries, and limit yourself to 10%. What this will do is that you'll value wages and contracts and value for money signings a lot more. You will look for bargains a lot more, and you will try to keep players loyal to you that are on low wage, etc., etc. All while being forced to sell players that are now demanding colossal amounts of wage that you cannot afford. So, the more that PSG spend, the more that I can spend. But then, obviously, the more that PSG spend, I'm still always only going to be 10% of their power, their financial power. So, the reason why I chose France is because I haven't done France in a long time. FM24 has got an extended lifetime due to delay of FM25. So I thought I'd give it a go with France. In order to set up the save, I'm using the FM Scout update, where they've done a collaboration of multiple data updates and combined them into one. So there's updated squads and a few new wonder kids into the game, and promotions and relegations, etc., etc. The only difference is that I didn't start at the beginning of 2023. This is my first season in charge. I took over on the 1st of June. So how I did that is I used a Norwegian League start date. The Norwegian League has a start date of the 1st of April 2024. So you select that Norway. You select Norway's playable. You select the April start date, and then it will generate the other leagues that you've created. So in my case, the top 5 in Europe. It will create them and simulate them up until the 1st of April with no transfers. So there was no transfers that took place, and it was updated squads. So I then holidayed the final 2 months from the 1st of April to the 1st of June. Holidayed them for them final 2 months as an unemployed manager, and then I added a manager as the Brest manager. Stade Brestois is who I've taken over of. So the criteria that I chose to pick them was during that holidayed season. Stade Brestois finished one place outside of the relegated teams by 1 point. So that was my choice to pick that team. You could pick whatever you want, but you have to be careful with what team you pick for this challenge, because if you pick Lyon, that wage is way too high, for example. So it would only really work with a lesser team in the top division. I also could have picked a newly promoted side. Paris FC, Metz, and Lorient got promoted, but I decided not to. I decided to go for Brestois. So, with that explained, from the 1st of June onwards, I had to assess the squad, I had to sell players, etc., etc. I'll just quickly show you the wages that I'm currently at. I'm currently at £347,799 current spending, and as you can see, that is within the 353,000, only by about £6,000, but I am still within that budget. I could also put my wage budget as high as I wish. It's just the currently spending is my limitation. If I had a £500,000 budget a week, it would have to still be within the currently spending of what PSG spent the previous year. So for the squad build for Brestois, I was only given 55% of transfer revenue. I did increase this right near the end of the transfer window to 70%, but most sales was sold with 55%. That is why I have a big balance. In the end, over the summer, I sold 35 million, 16 players for 35 million, and I bought 21 for only for a total of 16.25, which is very, very small for an entire squad. The players that were from the original squad, that I kept, the goalkeeper Marco Bizot, the Dutch goalkeeper. Brendan Cardenet, he's the club captain. I kept him for a bit longer. I didn't sell him. Pierre-Lise Melu, the highest earner at the club, £35,000 a week. I kept him, the guy that used to play for Norwich. Kamori Doumbia, he's on an extremely long contract and a low wage. So I decided to keep hold of him with some growth in him. And I think there was one more. No, I think it was just them four. It was just them four. All of these players that I have in the squad are brand new signings. So it's them four plus the 21 signings. Which, double check that. Oh, there is another one. I cannot recall who it was. That I signed, if I'm honest. Anyway. So, to get down to some of the key signings that I made, because I did make quite a lot. I'll just go to the transfer history. The first signings was like a backup goalkeeper, just on a free. I picked up Sergio Riera on a free for right back. I thought that would be a pretty solid signing, considering it was free. It was a free agent. He was on a free. I picked up Maxi Gomez for striker as well, who's currently got 2 goals in 4 games thus far. Again, free agent. Seemed like a pretty good pickup. Some nice sale value on him. Low wage. Madrano, he was a backup left back. I picked up Ivan Azon for 2.5 million, rises to 3.5. Pressing forward, Spanish. I'm sure a lot of people who play Football Manager recognise him. See how he gets on. Roberto Fernandez, he developed on a previous save that I did, and I thought I should pick him up and see if I can develop him myself. He's done pretty well so far, but I'm expecting more from him soon. Alexander Hack, a centre back for free. Monterisi, another player that has developed really well on a previous save. I thought I would pick him up for very, very cheap at the start as soon as I could. I'm hoping for good things from him. Quateng was just a backup right back. Isufu Sissoko was just a young perfectionist backup midfielder. Krygard, a value for money £800,000 centre midfielder. Some of them aren't training quite well right now because I've not sorted out the coaches and the staff. I'm yet to do that, so the training quality isn't great right now, but I'm going to sort that out soon. Hugonet was a defensive midfielder, a backup for defensive midfield, very solid player. Berggren is the first choice defensive midfielder. I picked him up for 625k. I've always wanted to try this player out, and now I'm playing a system that could really, really suit him. Oscar Højlund, the young Danish midfielder. Hopefully get some nice growth out of him, another perfectionist. This guy was just a very young Norwegian player for £5,000. I just picked him up, didn't really cost too much. Same with this guy for £100,000 and this one for free. They're just all 17-year-olds that just add a little bit more depth, because I don't trust any depth that they have in the second team, for example, or the youth team. So that was just sort of value for money, £2,000 wage players to pick up. I picked up Lee Hyun-ju, the South Korean from the Bayern second team, for 150k. A little bit higher in the wage for 10k, but I was hoping that, good professionalism, there's some growth there, bit of first team football, he might just explode in attributes and play some good football. Keeper's a third choice goalkeeper for under £2,000 wage. That's the only reason I picked this guy up, this Czech guy. Then I've quite a big one towards the end of the window, one of the final deals. Alexis Sanchez, 35-year-old Alexis Sanchez, 1-year contract with an extension after 5 matches. He's already played 3, so he's got a 2-year contract at the club. £900,000. Solid attributes, still quick at 35. I thought I'd pick him up. He could play striker and AMC for me. I haven't quite got him working yet. I haven't got the strikers or the AMC kind of playing well just yet. I'm still trying to tweak the tactic, but I thought that would be a very interesting pickup just for 2 seasons, and see how he does and see how he goes. I'm sure he'll start performing and getting some goals and assists for me soon. And then Jacko was just a 4th choice centre back for 900k from Leipzig, with a little bit of growth in him. The biggest transfer fees made from the sales, like I said, I sold everyone except for just 4 players. Brazier was out on loan at Marseille with an optional fee of 9.5. They bid 7.25, so I accepted it. I sold Del Castillo for 4.8 and Magnetti for 4.8 and Madi Kamara for 4.5. They were the major sales, but I did sell, like I said, quite a lot of players in the squad. So the idea for tactics with this team is right now it's a 4-4-2 narrow diamond. As you can see, it's currently looking like this, and I'm still tweaking it. It's very, very early in the days with the tweaking. We got that Berggren as the number 6 right now. Sanchez is up front, but he has been playing in the AP role as well. We've got Maxi Gomez playing a target man role to try and hold up the ball and link up these 2 players and all the others. Fullback supports right now with Loco and Aurier. Oh, that was the other player that I kept, Bradley Loco. I signed him to a new contract. He's another player that was at the club, and on a previous Football Manager save, he was worth about £25 million. I almost bought him, so I signed him to a new contract that was kind of low. Got him on a long-term deal, and I'm going to get some good stuff out of him for sure. That was the other player that was at the club. So yeah, Aurier, Chardonnay, the club captain, Berggren, Lise Melu, got that Doumbia in AMC, Bizzo in goal. I'm currently playing balanced. I want to try and make a more defensively solid tactic. So I'm currently playing balanced, and this is the current instructions right now, but it's still subject to change. Focus through middle, short pass and slightly high tempo. I'm sure some stuff will still change. Standard width as well right now. On the transition, just distribute to the centre-backs. No counter press, no counter. I'm trying to find a tactic that's a bit more solid in its shape. And I'm going to create, the idea is to create nice pressing traps. So in this, I'm playing a high press with a standard line, trigger press more often, drop off more, trap outside and invite crosses. So the idea is to have big centre backs and a keeper that has good aerial reach. I haven't been able to change my goalkeeper just yet, but a keeper that has good aerial reach, good big centre backs. Trap them outside with the bodies in the middle to try and force them, and then if they pass, once they get stuck and they have to pass inside, there's loads of bodies there. If they don't pass inside, they have to dribble all the way down. We invite the cross, keeper catches it, or the centre-backs clear it with the drop-off more. So they drop deep to get into a good position to clear it. That's the idea. It hasn't completely worked. It's worked a little bit, and it hasn't worked a little bit so far. I'll show you the results now. But it's still a work in progress. I'm still trying to tweak it. I'm still trying to get the roles right. I'm still trying to get the instructions right, individual instructions, etc., etc. Everything's being tweaked right now from match to match. But that's a work in progress. I'm trying to make a very solid 4-4-2 diamond. The results, pre-season wasn't great. I only took charge of the last couple of friendlies. It wasn't great, but pre-season I'm not too bothered. It was more of a learning curve to see how I could do it. The first match of the season was the craziest match I've ever had as an opening game. My first match as manager. There was 2 red cards. There was 2 red cards. It was just a disaster. There was an own goal on the debut for my centre-back. There was 2 red cards on debuts. It was a second yellow. He handballed it and gave away a penalty. This Alexander Hack got sent off for being last man when he wasn't really the last man. I'll just quickly show that now. I don't think he was the last man at all, but he got sent off for it. It was absolute madness. Here he is, Alexander Hack. I'll highlight him now. I don't know what you think, but I do not think this was last man. I feel like there was a lot more covering players. There's the foul. There's the foul, and apparently that is last man. I feel like he would have covered. He would have covered everything. He was way too far away from the goal for that to even be regarded as last man. There was so much cover. Look, even the defender steps in to go for the ball. I don't know. It was all a bit crazy. So with 9 men, I just couldn't contain them with 9 men, and I conceded a lot of goals at the end, sadly. So I moved on. That match was a bit of a flaw, that match. So I just completely moved on from it. Following that, we had a 1-0 win against Lyon and a 1-0 against Reims. The defence was with 11 players on the pitch. The defence was looking strong. We were having a whole lot of possession, and we limited them. We limited a very strong Lyon side to very little at all. So I was very happy with that. Then in the away game, we scored a penalty. We had all the possession again. They did have more chances that game, but again, we did defend them and we kept the shutout. We kept the clean sheet, which was brilliant. The Lille game was a bit unlucky. It was a bit unlucky. We had the possession, but we couldn't create the chances. Their chances they scored from a corner. Their centre back got the goal. He scored from a corner, and he's 6'1". I have some big centre backs and some big players in my team. He should not have been allowed to score from a corner. So I think that should have been a 0-0, or maybe they should have got a goal a different way. But I could have, if it was played a little bit better. If it played a little bit better, we could have got a draw out of that for sure. I was a bit disappointed with the loss, but again, they've got some good players. Lille are quite a good team. So it's all a learning curve. We're moving forward and trying to develop the tactic bit by bit, as well as the cohesion needs to get up and the hierarchy and the social groups, etc., etc. So that's the start of the season, and that's the current squad situation. The signings are all done now. The window's just shut. Signings are all done. I need to do the staff in tomorrow's stream. Again, I'll put the Twitch link down below. I'm streaming almost pretty much every single day. I'm streaming Football Manager. So if you want to come along and watch this save unfold, there'll be all sorts of calamity. There'll be all sorts of calamity, just like the Strasbourg match. But I'm hoping I can sort out the tactic pretty soon, and it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I know this has been a bit of a long introductory video to the save. I'll do these videos every day, just quick updates of what's going on. They'll be a lot shorter than this in length. And yeah, if you like the video, then please like it, and subscribe to the channel and keep up, and go follow my Twitch channel as well. And hopefully I'll see you on stream. Cheers for watching.